All right, welcome back to the Here's the Deal channel. Thank you for joining me this Saturday morning. It's 11:30 a.m. Grab a cup of coffee because we're going to talk about a couple things that most people miss. And when I say most people, I'm just talking about the general public, people that I'm familiar with. I do a lot of reading. I watch a lot of body cam videos and police interaction videos. And I think we pretty much come to the conclusion that most people are pretty easily deceived. They're gullible. They already have their own bias when they approach a situation or they watch a video. When I see a video where I see, hey, what's up, John Eagle? What's up, Redneck, Daniel, Mark, EJ, SWE Observer, John Keith. I think we pretty much understand that it's easy to deceive a lot of people. It's easier to deceive the masses than to convince them that they've been deceived. And that's why we, adopt the moniker sheeple, because people are sheep-like. You're sheep-like. I'm sheep-like. Everybody's, on some level or another, easily deceived. There are some people who are more gullible than others, but, for the most part, it's kind of right on down the middle where it's just pretty easy to deceive somebody, and people are going to go along to get along. They're going to go with the most popular thing. They're going to jump on a bandwagon. That's why it's very dangerous to be locked into an echo chamber, to be caught in the dragnet of cognitive bias, because when you watch stuff like this, even to the point of you got to be careful not to hate cops so much that you can't decipher and determine what is happening. Is it just or is it unjust? So I want to watch this video right here. And as the springboard, Mikey, thank you for subscribing. And by the way, guys, if you send a super chat, it would be better if you do like the Cash App, because they only take like 2 or 3% out as opposed to 40 or 50%, whatever it is from YouTube. But if you do send a super chat, I will read it at the end. But as a springboard for this video right here, I wanted to read a couple of the top comments. This one right here, we're gonna look at this cop's interaction with this woman, and we're gonna watch the cop's admission that everybody missed in this. Look how many comments are on this video. There's 394 comments on this video. It's got 165,000 views, and it looks like nobody caught the admission by the cop. They want to actually key in on the person who's tired of being a victim, tired of being victimized by taxes. The first comment is, or the most popular comment with 195 likes, says, this is the kind of person that doesn't want to pay her annual registration fees for her vehicle, but then calls the government and complains about a pothole or the road not being plowed when it snows. We don't know if that's the kind of person that we're dealing with right here, but we do know that the cop makes an admission that everybody needs to pay attention to. This comes from Law and Crime Body Cam. Apparently they started a new channel where they just have, exclusively body cam videos, but listen to the cop's admission. It's going to take us a minute to get there, literally 60 seconds to get there, but listen to this, because this confirms not just our suspicions, it confirms the facts of what cops actually are. Check this out.
It's a steamy August day in Stanton County, Nebraska, when a routine traffic stop proves the heat left one woman with no chill.
Hello, Deputy Dias, St. County Sheriff's Office. The reason I pulled you over is it looks like your plates are pretty expired.
Yeah.
Are they expired, or you just forget to put the sticker on?
No, they're expired.
Okay, what's going on with that?
I'm tired of paying taxes.
Tired of paying taxes? At least you're honest with me. Okay. So what made you just decide that you were going to stop that day? Because this is what, 2 years?
A year ago.
Okay.
It was due a year ago.
Yeah, and then it would be due again this July, last July. So it's, yeah, I gotcha. What made you decide you were done paying taxes?
Because it's a 2016, it's got over 100,000 miles on it, and it's like almost $400 to get taxes on it. So you get the plates on it.
That's crazy. They really rob you, but...
Yeah, plus it's...
Did you guys hear it? That's crazy. They really rob you, but... So she's sick of paying taxes. In other words, she's sick of being robbed on this old vehicle where it's costing her $400 a year. I don't blame her. When you pay for your property and then you've got to go to the state every single year and get registration for that property, that's a usurious tax that is absolutely unjust. But nobody says anything about it. Everybody just keeps doing it. What if 50% of us, 30% of us just stop doing it? It says, no, we're not doing it. I own this property. I already registered it once. I'm not going to continue to register it every year. Listen to what the cop says. Listen.
It's like almost $400 to get taxes on it.
Oh, that's crazy. They really rob you, but
Yeah, plus it's
They really rob you, but I'm going to continue putting the teeth on the laws that require you to have a registration and pay the tax that's basically economically terrorizing you. So I'm going to be used as the strong arm, the right-hand man for criminal injustice. They really rob you, but I'm here to make sure that I'm the man with the gun to make sure that that robbery goes through and that they're successful with their robberies. That's what's going on right here. By the way, this video is brought to you by our new design. If a law is unjust, a man is not only right to disobey, he is obligated to do so. Put in the chat room where that quote comes from. So if you want to support the channel, grab a shirt or something. But now a lot of people go, well, if you didn't have registration, then we wouldn't have roads because that registration money goes toward the roads, right? No, the money extracted from taxation of gasoline and diesel sales is where that comes from. And incidentally, I don't know if you guys know this. I did a little bit of research this morning, and it's a pretty interesting fact that in 2022, 135 billion gallons of fuel, or 3.22 billion barrels of finished motor gasoline were consumed in the United States. That's an average of about 370 million gallons per day, or about 8.81 million barrels per day. Now, why is that important? Because in the tax scheme, see, it's not bad enough that they have the income tax and they get the property tax and they get the registration tax and the fishing tax and the hunting tax, but they have the gas tax, and an average of 32.26 cents per gallon times 135 billion gallons is a collection by federal, state, and local authorities of $43.5 billion annually. Wrap your head around the number 1 billion. We're not talking about a trillion. The number 1 billion, let alone $43.5 billion, is a massive, almost incomprehensible number. And if you parsed it out, let's say 43.5 billion Q-tips, 43.5 billion cups of coffee or paper clips. Thank you, Baron, for subscribing. Is a massive. No, how much would 43.5 billion paper clips weigh? Or 43.5 billion marbles? But they collect that much money in revenue every single year. Shouldn't we have better roads? Shouldn't we have better bridges? Shouldn't we have a better infrastructure that's not crumbling? Yeah, we should. But why don't we? Because government mismanages funds that they extract through extortion and just downright robbery. So when this cop says, yeah, it's robbery, huh? Yeah, it's a bunch of robbery. What exactly does he say?
rob you, but that's crazy. They really rob you, but
Yeah, they really rob you. They really rob you, but we're going to make sure that their robberies are successful. That is the admission. And if every cop was honest, they would say, hey, I know the state is that great fiction by which everyone seeks to live at the expense of everyone else, but I'm going to be the enforcer for the state, and I'm going to do immoral things because I get a paycheck. You cannot expect anyone ever to come to the knowledge of the truth when their paycheck depends on them not coming to the knowledge of the truth, not being honest with themselves. Hey, too legit to quit, just became a member. Thank you guys for becoming a member. It really supports the channel. I want to talk about a couple more things. If you guys want me to, we're going to talk about a couple more things right here. Let's see. Yeah, what just happened there? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're going to talk about a couple more things here because I want to kind of drill down into some more basics. This right here, you'll recognize the voice of this man right here. This is Jeff Gray when he operated or put out content on PNAC News. That's Photography is not a crime. Watch this interaction. You've probably seen this before, but we're going to go over some basic stuff today because I really think that it needs to be drilled into the psyche of Bubis Americanus, who's constantly parked in front of Fake Stream, CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media, and they take their cues from Fake Stream Media, and that's why we continue to act as a country like a dog chasing their tail. But listen to this. Listen to the interaction between the law enforcement agents and Jeff Gray. He's in Glenn County, Georgia, taking pictures of the sheriff's department and the courthouse from a public sidewalk. Boda gifted 5 Here's the Deal memberships. Thank you, Boda. Marcus gifted 10 Here's the Deal memberships. Guys, welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Give a shout out to Marcus and to Boda. I appreciate that. You would think we were in North Korea or something, the way these cops treat us.
Good, how are you?
What can I do for you? What are you taking pictures of?
How are you?
What can I do for you? What are you taking pictures of? Got some ID? You taking pictures of inmates? Yeah. Got some ID?
Am I being detained or anything?
Take that off the court for me, please.
No, thanks. Sir,
Look
please
at that.
don't take my
Look
camera.
at that.
For court, sir.
Did you just took my camera.
For court, sir.
You just took my camera.
Okay. I know we say this all the time, but imagine walking up to a cop and just reaching out and grabbing his body camera. Just grabbing his camera. Or putting your hand on his gun. Or putting your hand on his shoulder. Just tapping him lightly. Imagine what he would do. He'd be calling for backup first. He'd be scared out of his wits because, officer safety. And, I'm so concerned for my safety that I'm fearing that I have to call backup. More men with guns. We need more men with guns on the scene. If you did this to him, he would go ballistic on you.
Get it right back to you.
And I'm putting it right back on record. You can't do that.
I'm asking you, what are you taking pictures of?
I don't have to answer any questions, sir.
You taking pictures of the inmates?
See now,
Journalists for who? Can I see some ID?
I'd rather not give any idea if I'm not being
Why is
detained.
that? If you're taking pictures of the courthouse of inmates going into the courthouse, there's no reason for you to be doing that. What reason would you have for doing that, sir?
Why wouldn't I need?
What reason would you have for doing that?
Okay. Why wouldn't I need?
What reason would you have for doing that?
Okay. That's the second time. Has somebody witnessed this? That's the second time he's taken my camera from me.
Wow.
That is robbery. Let me tell you guys something.
This is crazy, man. You guys, I appreciate you. Witch on Fire gifted 20 Here's the Deal memberships. Grab a membership and thank Witch on Fire. Guys, thank you very much.
Something right now. If you took a picture of those inmates going to that courthouse, you and I are going to have a problem. You and I are going to have a problem.
I'm a journalist. This is a public space.
Nobody's give you permission to take inmates.
I'm a journalist with photography is not a crime.
Show me your credentials.
I'm here to take video.
You're a journalist with who? Let me see your credentials.
Sir, am I being
Now
detained?
see your credentials.
Am I being
You
detained?
say that you are a
Yes,
journalist.
right now you are.
Let me see your
Because
credentials.
I want to know what pictures you took.
Let me see your credentials. Oh my God.
That's my name and date of birth.
And you're a journalist with who?
Photography is not a crime.
I didn't ask you. You said you were a journalist. Who are you a journalist? Who are you employed with?
That's who I work for. Photography is not a crime. Can I have y'all's name and badge numbers, please?
You sure can. You're looking at it right now.
Colonel Carl Futch.
That's right.
What's your badge number?
1103.
1103. So you guys say I'm being detained.
Right now, you're being detained because I'm asking you a question whether or not you took pictures of inmates going to that courthouse.
I'm not answering any questions. I'm taking pictures of whatever I can see from a public space, including whatever I can see. There's no law against it.
Tashanta Spencer gifted 5 Here's the Deal memberships. Holy cow. Tashanta, I think that I saw you. Thank you, Tashanta. Marcus gifted another 20 Here's the Deal. Come on, guys. This is crazy. You guys. I appreciate that. Tashanta, I think I saw you ask me what my email address was. It's contact@highimpactflix.com. Contact@highimpactflix.com. If anybody has a question about what my email address is or needs the specific address, It's under every single one of my videos. I don't know how many lines, maybe 10 lines down, 12 lines down.
A statute. It's not me a statute. Don't tell me nothing but a statute.
I'm telling you right now.
If there's a statute.
You're taking pictures of inmates.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have a problem.
Okay, what's the
Going in
problem?
and out of that courthouse.
Okay, what's the problem? Is this a public place? Is there a statute or a law that prohibits me from doing that?
Photographing? No. Inmates, yes.
Is there a statute or law that prohibits me from photographing inmates in a public space? Simple question.
This
If
is not a
not,
public
then
place right
if
here.
not, then you
This
guys
is
have a nice
ours.
day and leave me alone because I'm a
We're just gonna
journalist
ask you to leave the
and you're interfering. So
Yeah, we're
this
just
is
gonna ask you to leave
you're going
right
to
now.
ask me to leave the public sidewalk?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Right now, you
Yes,
go
sir.
on.
Is this a public
And I do
sidewalk?
not want to see you taking photographs of inmates again.
Okay, so what's going to happen if I do? If I'm
Do it and find out, okay?
I'm doing
do
something-
it and then
What kind of
find
case you
out.
trying to make? You
But
keep
right
asking-
now,
you keep asking leading questions. What kind of case you trying to make?
I'm trying to
Who you
figure out what
what
I'm trying
are
to
you
figure
trying to
out
prove
what
to
you
who?
guys are trying to do if I'm standing in a public space.
let me tell you something. That's security purposes right there.
Uh-huh.
What's worse, asking leading questions and being out there on a public sidewalk recording, or coming up to another man and grabbing his private property?
I'll tell you something. You're violating it.
Uh-huh.
So I will and can put you in jail for that.
For violating what is the law though? What's the law? What is the law that I'm violating?
Security purposes.
Security purposes. Is there a statute that says
Who are
security
you, sir?
purposes?
I was walking by here and heard
Oh,
this.
you keep on walking, yes, sir.
I want to get out of y'all's way.
Right there.
No, you keep
there
on
you go.
walking.
Keep on going right there. If you're walking, just keep on going, sir.
All right. Did you guys say I'm being detained?
Nobody said that.
Okay, bye.
I tell you this. Don't come back up here on this property.
This is public
you
property.
something.
This
Don't-
is public
Leave
property.
Like you said you were leaving.
This
Have a
is-
great day.
okay,
You're not being
all
detained.
right.
Have a great day.
This is public
You have a
property.
great
You
day.
cannot
What's your name
prohibit
again?
me from being. I'm not.
I hate the sarcastic, you have a great day. You have a great day. You know he doesn't mean it. You know that he knows if he could, he would just grab you by the hair and drag you into the police station if he knew he could get away with it. How do we know? Because we have video after video, thousands, tens of thousands of videos showing them doing just that. Marcus says, I did it because what you do is needed because someone has to police the police and bring this to light. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
telling you my name.
By the way, I've got a couple of new, what are those things called? The little icons that go next to the name when you become a member. I've got some here's the deal ones now. I've got the pig one. What's the other one I added? I added one that says tyranny, the thin blue line of tyranny. So there's a lot of choices. And in the next month, I'm going to try to set up a members only deal. So stay tuned for that.
You already got it.
No, I never got it.
It was on my
It didn't
card.
have your name on it.
Am I being detained?
That's a card right there. No ID on it. We don't know who you are.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to. It's none of
Oh,
your
yes, we
business. It's none of your business. I told you.
This old guy standing in the background that I noticed. Let me get myself out of the way here. I don't know if you can see this guy. This guy right here, standing in the background. Just a pushover, doing what he's told, and not getting out a video camera. If you ever see law enforcement engaging with a member of the public, one of the absolute best things that you can do, not just for the guy who's being harassed by the police, not just for you, but for all of society to shed as much light on the tyranny that's coming against a guy as possible, because you know it's there. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, and power draws the corruptible. So you have a corruptible person in uniform who thinks he has the authority to do what he's doing. We need all the light and all the angles we possibly can on that. Mark has gifted another 5 memberships to the channel. Jeez, you guys, I'm speechless.
I'm a journalist gathering content for a story. Stand on a public
You're a
sidewalk,
journalist and you work for who?
engage in constitutionally protected legal activity.
Let me ask you one
Let
more
me tell
time.
you something. When you
You're a
start
journalist
violating
working for who?
security of
Sir, I've
our
told you,
job with
photography is not a
inmates
crime.
right now,
I didn't ask you that.
You're misunderstanding.
No, you're misunderstanding me. Who are you employed by?
Photography is not a crime.com. It's a news website out of Miami. You guys,
You know how crazy this is? This would be like being in a swimming pool or a sea filled with cameras, and then somebody comes in from the outside, through the gate or whatever, carrying another camera, and everybody freaking out that guy has a camera, get him, attack him. How many dash cams are there now? I bet the percentage from the last 3 years, I bet the percentage of Americans who own dash cams just to cover themselves for insurance purposes, if for no other reason, I bet it has gone up dramatically. Like I don't even know what the percentage is, but I bet it's an exponential increase of people who have dash cams, who are carrying body cams. Everybody who's got a cell phone has a camera. People are recording everywhere. There are satellites in the sky. There's the Google car on the ground. And these people are freaking out about another camera because a guy is on a public sidewalk recording whatever his eyes can see in public. It's sheer lunacy. This is a padded cell situation here.
Probably going to learn that. So that photography is not
I guess that's 101, huh?
including inmates. You guys are going to get about to get a lesson. He's on a public sidewalk. He doesn't have to do anything you guys tell him to.
You be quiet and you go ahead and leave.
Talking to you like a kid. Talking to another man like a kid.
You asking me or you telling me?
I'm asking. You're asking.
Yeah, you guys can't just come out here on a public sidewalk and order somebody not to be out here. You guys, come on, man, get your shit straight.
But buddy, I'm fixing to get it straight, and you're not gonna like it when I do.
A threat.
If you guys make an illegal arrest, you'll be
That is absolutely an abuse of power. A cop coming to you. I don't know what capacity this guy operates in. See, stay tuned. In part 2, the sheriff himself comes out to speak with us. Oh man, let's see if there's a part 2 on this. I have not seen that.
shitload of trouble of a journalist. So it's a fact.
This is back in 2013, and you would think that in the last 11 years things would have gotten better. You would think that cops would have educated themselves and go, hey man, we got this new thing called YouTube and people are going to be out there recording. Just put your best foot forward and show the world how good of a cop you are. And they cannot do it. Since 2013, I'm going to have to look for the part 2 on this.
Is that a threat? It's a fact, huh?
Yeah, Marcus does rock.
Like you said, I'm leaving. But
Great day. That's all we ask you to do.
Okay.
Have a great day. Have a beautiful day, sir.
Right.
We welcome you to the city of Lane County.
Glenn County. All right, let's see. If you guys want to watch a part 2, let me see. I've not seen part 2. Let me go over the videos. Oldest. Let's go to oldest. 16 years ago. Let's see. That's 16. 14 years ago. Let's see. We got to go to 11. 11 years ago. Part 1 and part 2 should be right next to each other. That's 12 years ago. We're on the PNAC channel. That's 12 years ago. This is going to be 10 or 11 years ago. Let's see if I can recognize the thumbnail here. Oh man, I wish I knew there was a part 2. Jeff Gray released from jail. Georgia bailiff snatches camera. Huh, there's the video right there. I don't see the sheriff one. Wow, I don't want to waste your time. Maybe we can do it in another video. I got another video to show you though. This is another one where the cops, they just got to get your ID. They got to find out what you're all about. They don't know the difference between public and private property. They don't know their own boundaries and they have no barriers. They have no boundaries. They have no morals.
It's not. This privacy issue.
It's my First Amendment right, sir.
Let me see your ID, sir.
What crime have I committed, sir?
Let me see your ID. It's a privacy issue.
It's my First
There's
Amendment.
an ambulance right here.
It's public property. It's public property.
It's not.
There's an ambulance does not trump individual rights. Exigent circumstances don't trample individual rights. I gotta have your ID does not trump individual rights. It's like David from San Joaquin Valley Transparency always says, or who was it? Somebody corrected me on who authored that. Who was the originator? Was it John Felix? Somebody, I don't know. ID is like crack to a cop. They truly act like it. They truly, got any peels on you? Got any peels?
Can't take a picture of it.
Sir, it's my First Amendment right. I'm sure you can back that up.
Let me see your ID, sir.
I haven't committed a crime. I'm not under any obligation to show you any ID.
Take pictures of this one. You cannot.
It's my First Amendment right. I'm on public property right now. I'm on a public sidewalk.
Privacy laws about people being treated.
For you, the HIPAA laws. HIPAA laws don't apply to me. I'm not a medical worker like you.
Does everybody understand HIPAA laws? It is not incumbent on a person who's walking in a public place to avert their eyes if they see some medical file out in the open. It is incumbent on the medical worker, not you with the camera in a public place, on a public sidewalk, or in a public building. It's incumbent on the medical personnel to create privacy for their clients. That's what HIPAA is. HIPAA does not apply to people standing and walking around in public and recording. Absolutely does not. And if they made a law where it did apply to you, that law cannot trump the supposed supreme law of the land. If it does, then HIPAA law becomes the supreme law of the land. You can't have two supreme laws of the land that are mutually exclusive and diametrically opposed. You can't have that.
Well, that's what I know. Thank you.
Oh, is it pronounced Felix? John Felix? Sorry, guys. Did anybody pick up John Felix's live stream last night where he was talking to the unseen and faceless detractor? Put a 1 in the room. If you haven't seen it, I will pull it up while we're watching this right here, and I'll put a link because it was quite interesting. That's why I hate censorship. I don't want anybody to be censored. I want them to keep talking. I want them to keep writing. I want them to keep creating content, because from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, and they let you know who they are. They show you their cards. They show you what they're all about. You don't have to guess. They'll tell you who they are. They'll tell you what kind of person you are. I'll put that link in the, oh yeah. Okay. So a lot of people did see that. Pretty interesting.
It's my First Amendment right. You swore oath to the Constitution, and I'm executing my First Amendment right. You can't demand my ID for filming and video recording. You may not like it. You may not see it every day, but it's my right. Officer?
This is your life?
Yeah, my right, my life.
Okay. All right. Keep at it.
Thank you.
Oh, somebody put that. Okay, part 2, Glenn County, Georgia, First Amendment audit. I do want to see the sheriff come out. So let's see. Let me put this into a search query for YouTube. Thank you. Who did that? AKJ. Part 2, is this it? Oh, good. Hey, thanks, man. Hold on. Did these guys walk away? What did these guys do? There's the John Felix video. We'll get to that in a second. We'll finish this video out. AKJ, thank you for that. I appreciate that. None of us is greater than all of us. Let's finish this video out because I don't know what happens at the end here. Is this lady having a problem? What? Did she throw?
You want to get arrested for assault? If that would have hit me, you would have been arrested for assault. If that would have hit me, you would have been arrested for assault.
See, she's got a problem with the guy standing on the sidewalk recording her with a video camera when she just walked in front of a cop car that probably has a dash cam. What people don't understand is, I don't care what the situation is. If a cop has arrived on the scene for a welfare check or to help you, I'm from the government, I'm here to help, you know, the most dangerous words in the English language, no matter what the police have arrived on the scene for, we have seen time after time, if they've arrived for something good, if you're the one who called them so that you could get their services, a lot of times you're the one who ends up on the ground and in cuffs. What people do not understand is when a cameraman is there recording, he's not just there recording for him so he can collect content and slap it up on YouTube. He's there to record so that if something does go down, we have a visual record of it that we can show the judge and maybe you can get a settlement out of it. But no, we got this lady right here throwing stuff at this cameraman and flipping him off. The thanks we get, huh? Okay, so here's the part 2 of that one from Glenn County, Georgia, and Jeff Gray.
There's no problem. Why are we? Now, here is the actual case law. This is from, certainly, you want another picture? This is.
Oh, okay, so this guy that passed was with Jeff Gray. I didn't even know that.
Okay, this is Smith. Okay, this is Smith versus the city of Cumming, Georgia. And this was settled in the 11th United States District Court of Appeals. And specifically what we reference is this right here.
You would do it.
I'm going to give you my opinion, okay? When I walked up on the situation, I was down there taking pictures of the courthouse in it.
Just beautiful.
And when I lost sight of this gentleman, I said, oh, I need to go find him. So I went and found him. Now, when I walked up on the situation, it appeared to me, and this is my opinion, that he was being accosted by two, and I'll say mildly hostile individuals that were threatening him with possible arrest, told to leave a public sidewalk and a public area.
Arrest anybody. This is public where you and I.
Well, I was standing there too, and I was told to leave. You know, you're telling a citizen.
Are you the sheriff, sir?
Yeah, this is the
sheriff. Sheriff, I just want to point out that twice, I'm a journalist. I've informed him multiple times I work for photography is not a crime. 2 times he pulled my camera out of my hand and terminated the recording without my consent. That's twice that he did that.
This is one of my captains, and he was looking out for our benefits until I come out and we find out what's going on. And I'll deal with the other when I get inside.
Okay.
But he's looking out, again, for the integrity of this whole complex right here. We never know what may or may not happen. You're out here for the good intent of freedom of speech.
We're educating police officers and law enforcement and citizens.
Don't have a problem with that. But what and you didn't have to do it, but what would have been great if y'all would come in and say, hey, let me talk to the sheriff. I don't turn away anybody and say, hey, this is who we are. We're going to be walking around taking pictures of your beautiful courthouse, historical courthouse, whatever. And I wouldn't have had a problem with that. Y'all go 10-8.
Okay.
And I'd give you the free tour.
Understood.
It's a full quarter tour, and I'd have done it. You know, what my staff is looking out for, just like you were looking out for him and you looking out for this gentleman, is make sure everybody's safe and the integrity is still intact.
We're taking pictures for a story regarding the sensitive matter that's going on right now with the lady at the DUI thing where she got put on the ground and everything.
All right, now that's
the YouTube video. Yeah.
That's the Glenn County Police now. Let me allow y'all that much.
Okay.
That's not the work of the Glenn County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, well, good. That's good. That's good.
We're one of 11 counties in the state of Georgia that has a county police department and has a sheriff's office.
Interesting.
In Glenn County, what we do, I do have marked cars, but what we handle mostly is felony warrants, misdemeanor warrants, all civil papers.
You're stewards of the court, then?
We are. We are. I am an elected official, answerable to the 80,000 people of Glenn County and to the people that come through Glenn County in the city of Brunswick. I answer to you when you come through here. The chief is appointed by the county commission, and he answers to them. We take care of...
I'll tell you this, if the sheriff, who is the head of the sheriff's department, if he is corrupt, if he is bad, he's the stream. And everybody under him, all the deputies under him he's the source and they're the stream. And a stream rises no higher than its source. If he's the source of the sheriff's department and his underlings are acting like that, because they think it's permissible from the viewpoint of the sheriff. So I have not seen one sheriff. I've not seen one police chief. I've not seen one police officer who says, hell no, I am not going to enforce the drug laws. It's not a war against drugs. It's a war against people. And I am not going to enforce that. I've not seen one sheriff's department employee, not one sheriff, not one deputy say we're not going to enact civil asset forfeiture. That was one of the things that John Felix brought up last night with the nameless, faceless detractor is that, hey, if you want to take a look at the injustice system or the just us, it's just for us system, take a look at civil asset forfeiture. Look at how unfair it is. Somebody can actually take your hard-earned money. They can take your property and not even charge you with the crime because all they have to do is claim that they suspect that that currency might have been used to conduct some kind of illicit activity. This nameless, faceless person didn't even know what civil asset forfeiture was. How can you have a channel out there where you're criticizing First Amendment auditors? And hey, we are all open to any kind of criticism. I've criticized people within our own ranks, just as we criticize people who are criticizing people in our own ranks. But the criticism has to be based on something more than some, childish wordplay. It's got to be based on facts. It's got to be based on something that can be substantiated. One of the things that we can substantiate is that civil asset forfeiture is actual legalized racketeering. Stephen Lara trying to make his way from Texas to California, driving through Nevada. The Nevada Highway State Patrol takes $87,000 of his hard-earned cash away from him and only got it back because the Institute for Justice got involved and the Nevada Highway Patrol got pummeled. It was a PR nightmare, a public relations nightmare for them. They had to give his money back. It started becoming something that became a national outrage. And then people started going, wait, civil asset forfeiture, I didn't even know that was such a thing. Thanks, Allie, for subscribing. Another thing is, I went over the National Sheriff's Association chairman, Jim Skinner, who wrote a letter saying that he speaks for all 3,086 sheriffs. Guys, there's only 3,144 counties in the United States. He speaks for virtually all the sheriffs in the nation, telling Dan Red Flag Law Crenshaw, who's definitely not on our side, you got to strike down H.R. 1525, which would actually take away our civil asset forfeiture powers. You got to strike that down. So they're over there defending civil asset forfeiture, which is tantamount to defending their theft of your property anytime they want, for any reason they want, and they don't even have to charge you. So he's part of this. He's part of that letter Jim Skinner would write 2 decades or a decade later. I don't know if he's a sheriff now, but he would have been part of it because the National Sheriff's Association includes every sheriff in the land. If you know a sheriff that's not a part of the National Sheriff's Association, give me the names. I want to know about it. If you don't know what video that I'm talking about, I'll leave the links when this video gets done, this live stream gets done rendering as a regular video. I'll leave that in the description for you. You got to take a look at it. I've got the PDF of the actual letter that Jim Skinner wrote to Dan Crenshaw regarding H.R. 1525. It's criminal. It's literally criminal. I will go over all the super chats at the end of this. I've got one more video to watch. If you've got another video that you want to watch, we will take a look at it.
Excuse me? You have your ID?
Listen to how many, see if you can count how many times this cop walks up to the cameraman requesting ID.
Excuse me?
You have your ID on you?
What's the problem?
I just want to check your ID, make sure you're not related to this.
I like what Alex Stein calls Dan Red Flag Law Crenshaw. He calls him Eye Patch McCain Crenshaw because he's as much of a warmonger as John McCain ever was.
I already told you I don't know that girl.
Okay, do you have your ID?
Sir, have I committed a crime?
I don't know. I don't know if you're related to this person or not.
I already told you for a third time I'm not.
Okay, do you have your ID on you?
Sir, I invoke and refuse to waive my Fourth Amendment right. I have every right to be here. I have every right to video record and take pictures of everything here.
I understand that, but until I figure out who that person is and who you are...
That has nothing to...
Look at the number, guys. 666. Again, we got 666 on the screen. 666. What the heck?
to do with me, sir.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. There's 666 people in the room right now. Don't forget to hit like. It really does help with the algorithms, and share this video when it gets done.
That person, fourth time telling you.
And why are you videoing that?
Because it's my First Amendment right, sir. My First Amendment right, and I invoke and refuse to waive all my rights.
Do you have your ID?
How many times
Sir,
is that? How
have
many?
I committed a crime?
I lost
I
count.
don't know. I'm
Okay,
trying to figure
so
that out.
have a good night, sir.
Okay. Parker, let me know when you get any information.
It is no measure of good mental health to be considered well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And guys, when we have psychopaths like this ruling us, enforcing the laws of political parasites, we live in a profoundly sick society. Listen to how unreasonable and irrational this cop gets.
What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number?
What the?
That's nice.
Huh?
That's nice.
What is your name and badge number? A public official in uniform must ID themselves upon request.
It's all on my uniform, sir.
I can't
You're
see.
welcome to get it from me.
I'm asking you what's your name and badge number. So you refuse to identify yourself.
Yeah, if you don't want to give me
Okay.
your ID, I don't need to
I'm
give
not
you
a
my
public
name.
official. I don't have to.
You
You're
can read. It's right here.
I can't see it, sir. I'm asking you.
Sorry.
What a baby. Just an absolute toddlers act better than this. Toddlers have better manners than this. You know, the ones that are trained. He can't even get his head out of his own derriere to just be cordial with the man he's supposed to be protecting and serving. Tell me power doesn't corrupt. This guy's ego is so freaking big. That's probably why he doesn't have any hair, because his ego doesn't fit in his head. It popped all the hair out of his head.
So you refuse to identify yourself right now. And it's your policy, it's CMPD's policy to identify yourself upon request. You work for CMPD.
That's nice.
So it's the policy to identify yourself.
Did you say the mail is anywhere near? No, he's still at home.
That cop right there looks so much, or at least initially he did. He looks like Kyle Rittenberg, or Rittenhouse. What is it? Kyle Rittenhouse? Yeah. Rittenberg. Boda, thank you. All right, that's it on that.
Your ID, man.
Let me just go over some super chats real quick. I do not want to forget. Let's see. All right, so Marcus. He gifted one Here's the Deal membership, and then he goes and gifts another 10, and then another 20. So what is that? 10, 20, it's 31. And then Boda gifts 5 Here's the Deal memberships. Hey, by the way, if you've become a member, or you have been a member and you've got the High Impact Flicks logo right next to it, see if you can go grab one of the Here's the Deal ones. I haven't seen anybody grab a Here's the Deal one yet. And we do have Here's the Deal. We got the Thin Blue Line of Tyranny, which, by the way, is a new design in the store as well. So Boda gifts 5 Here's the Deal memberships. Marcus with 10. He becomes a member. Tashantha Spencer, who's already a member, gifted 5 Here's the Deal memberships. Marcus with another 10. And then Marcus comes up with a super chat and says, I did it, saying that he did the gifting of the memberships. I did it because what you do is needed, because someone has to police the police and bring this to light. And guys, the more the merrier. There's none of us greater than all of us. I'm looking at 666 on the screen again. That's hilarious. How does it stick on 666 like that? Look at that. Just keep that up. 666. Don't forget to hit the like button too. None of us is greater than all of us. So the more people we have out there. Oh yeah, there's somebody just used the Here's the Deal. And the Thin Blue Line of Tyranny. Look at that. And Grease Monkey videos. Irish just blitzed them all. And the pig, Adam Owens. Midas Robin, how you doing? Anyway, the more people we have with video cameras, the more transparency we can give to the police departments who say that they want transparency. By the way, let me go over to. Oh man! Oh, you know what? I should play this. Isn't that funny that cop kind of looks like that cop right there? I'm going to play this right here. This is Jonathan Moreno. Remember him? He was the one who did the beatdown on Travis Price. This is back in, God, what year was it? 2020? 2019? I don't know, but listen to this cop lie his teeth off, and listen to when he's confronted with, hey, the guy you arrested, you shouldn't have arrested. And then when you found out later you shouldn't have arrested him, you didn't do anything to get him out of the cage. Listen to this guy's mentality. And just in case you might not be familiar with this is the Rock Hill Police Department. Let me see if you guys can see this. This is Travis Price right here. And his brother, I think his brother's name was Randy, they're getting pummeled by the Rock Hill Police Department. Travis literally did nothing wrong. He was acquitted, but then this cop was also acquitted of assaulting this guy right here. Listen to what he says, though, when he's grilled by the defense.
Specifically, what information did the other officers tell you?
Oh, let me, wait. I'm getting scattered here. Let me go ahead and let me finish shouting out all the super chats. William Babbitt just became a member. They're not just corrupt, they're deluded. Amen. Marcus says, everyone that got a membership from me is very welcome. Hope you all enjoy it. Thank you, Marcus. John L. says, overturn Terry v. Ohio. And Boda says, not just sheriffs, but commissioners. The blue slime is an anti-American gang. Keep up the good work, Brian. Happy the Cops Day. Eric Brandt, overturn Terry v. Ohio. All right, let's listen to this cop lie through his teeth. Let's try to get 666 thumbs up, says Truth Bites. We're at 549. Hey, we can do it. Let's get up to 666 likes. And then just stop it.
Travis was doing to hinder police?
None. There was no communication.
No, after the fact. You said that they told you, you met with the other officers, you talked to them, and based on your conversations, you thought that there was enough evidence and an appropriate charge was hindering police.
Mr.
What
Brackett,
information did they give you?
Even though I charged him, they never told me his business there. It was not until we started writing use of force statements that Agent Duggar, said I was trying to give him jewelry. And the first thing we all said is, what were you thinking? Who gives jewelry on the scene? We got on his case as soon as he mentioned that to us. But that was until we were inside the office preparing for riots.
So your testimony was you had to come meet with me.
Marcus, what are you doing, man? God. Marcus with 10 more Here's the Deal memberships. Thank you, guys. John Lennon just became a member. Thank you, John. Larry just became a member as well. So congratulations to everybody. The goal is now 666 members, says Tashanta.
You were forced
666 members. I just got that.
Apologize, and then you were charged.
Well, you didn't give me a choice, Mr. Brackett. You literally told me.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I'll play this back and I'll try to stop interrupting. But C says he should have got convicted. All these cops that you see here should have been convicted, and they should have been jailed. And just to teach a lesson to everybody, because I think this is what justice demands, every single one of them should have had their private property taken away and given to the people that they abused. Every one of them. That should be the harsh treatment, because you have betrayed a public trust when you've crossed the line and you abuse somebody that you claim to be protecting and serving.
Preparing for riots.
So your testimony was you had to come meet with me, you were forced to apologize, and then you were charged.
Well, you didn't give me a choice, Mr. Brackett. You literally told me.
Your Honor, object. Let him answer.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
You didn't give me a choice, Mr. Brackett. What you said to me in front of my wife was that I don't want you to apologize to Travis Price in this room. I want you to apologize to him at 3 p.m. Think about your brothers and sisters. Think about the riots. Think about what people are going to say when they see this video, Officer Marino. Think about them. When you come, be sincere. Look at Travis. Tell Travis how sorry you are. Mr. Brackett, you said that in front of my wife.
Okay.
You made me seem like I was all at fault. But here, you come in and blame the feds. So whose fault is it?
I'll ask the questions here, Mr. Moreno. Okay. Now, had you actually taken the time to do the 5 or 10 minutes?
Anytime somebody says, I'll ask the questions around here. I think of Jardine. Remember Detective Jardine from James Freeman's viral video? Classic viral video.
With the video watching that's on here, you would have realized within an hour of arriving at the police department that Travis Price was wrongfully charged.
Mr. Brackett, that day was completely different. That wasn't a normal day. So everything was happening at a high speed. Unfortunately, I know what you're trying to explain, but the day of the incident,
There's a lot. You got to understand, there were a lot of components to that day. Things were moving along in fast motion, and mistakes were. No, you abused a guy. You got to understand, I didn't have my coffee this morning. I didn't get my. No, you abused a guy. I don't care what your excuses are. You abused a dude on camera, and then you lied about it. And then you knew you abused him, and you knew you did wrong, and you knew he didn't commit a crime, and you knew he went to the jail, to the cage, and you didn't do anything about it. He's about to put him. He's about to put a blowtorch to his feet, holding his feet to the fire on this. Listen to this.
there's a lot of moving parts to this.
Let's just cut to the chase, Officer Moreno, Mr. Moreno. You knew at some point that day, you knew Travis Price had done nothing to hinder the police, and you didn't do anything to get him out of jail.
I really don't know what I could have done. I just wrote a ticket, and nobody told me not to write the ticket or release.
Nobody told me. I just wrote the ticket. Nobody told me not. This lawyer just said, and he didn't deny it. He knew that what Travis Price did was not wrong, and he shouldn't have been arrested, and he definitely shouldn't be in jail. And yet he goes, nobody told me not to write the ticket. What is that? That's an order follower. What is the tunnel through which most evil enters the world? I mean, the most horrendous evil that you can possibly imagine. It comes through order followers who say, I was just doing my job. I didn't write the laws. I just enforce them. I was just doing what I was told to do. That's how most evil enters the world. And he just showed his hand on what kind of person he is. He's not the moralist that would do society a favor and do it good. He's the conformist that he shouldn't be, because he's doing what he's told regardless of what is right. I don't care what's right. And then when I found out what was right, I didn't take one step to getting that innocent man out of jail. And so he's a hypocrite. You know why? Because he would want somebody to do that for him. If he was unlawfully, illegally, immorally arrested and he's sitting in a cage, he would want the person who was responsible for putting him in a cage to step forward, have the balls. I don't care what my sergeant or my captain tells me. I am not letting the sun go down until that man is out of jail. Why would you do that? Because it would be the right thing to do. Why is he doing it? Why is he not letting this guy out of jail? Why is he not putting one step forward and initiating the process? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about what's right. He doesn't know. He has no moral compass. This is so freaking egregious. Let's go back, because I don't think that the council could have made it any more clear to Moreno. Listen.
Let's just cut to the chase.
Yes, we will.
Mr.
Let's do it.
You knew at some point that day.
Look at his face.
You knew Travis Price had done nothing to hinder the police, and you didn't do anything to get him out of jail.
I really don't know what I could have done. I just wrote a ticket, and nobody told me not to write the ticket or release him.
You didn't know what you could do?
Your Honor, please let him answer the question.
I thought he was finished.
Go ahead, Mr. Brackett.
You said you didn't know what you could do. Is that your answer?
I didn't know what else to do. What, did you want me to go to the jail and do what?
Could you have called your boss, your
I
supervisor?
did. I spoke to Sergeant Watson.
And told him, we have the wrong guy in jail. We need to get Travis out. This is not right.
Mr. Brackett, I had a citation written. I looked at Sergeant Watson, and I said, he's being charged with hindering police. Sergeant Watson said, that's the appropriate charge. Go leave it in the jail. We have other stuff to do. I drop off the ticket, because we got to leave defense a copy, and I immediately have to attend to my next task.
That is what's wrong with this world. What's wrong with this world is what's in this guy's heart right here. He knew what he should have done, and he didn't do it because his heart wouldn't let him do it. And the reason his heart wouldn't let him do it is because he's been corrupted by power. That's what's wrong with modern day policing today. 640. We have 26 more likes to get up to 666 likes. Can we do it? Are we so superstitious that we won't let this channel get up to 666 likes and then just let it hang, just let it stay there? Let's see if we can get up. There's 642 likes right now. Let's see if we can get it up to 666 while we have John 146 gifted here's the deal membership, and another one, John 146, thank you. And William gifted another membership, and Tashanta Spencer gifted one. Thank you, Tashanta. And I keep wanting to say it like Southern. Oh, there it is. 666 likes. We have 666 likes. It's showing on my screen, you guys. You did it. Oh, look at that. Now 676. Oh, we were there. We were there at 666, man. Good job, guys. Larry Agulo just became a member. John Lennon, we already read all those. Okay, cool. Derek Morris says, please play the nameless, faceless detractor. Well, why don't we do this? Here's the video right here. This is John Felix's. Why don't we do it in another video so that it's just one self-contained video? Would you guys want to do that? Maybe later today. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's 12:26. I'm going to get a bite to eat, snag some protein, some macros. But I do want to talk about this particular part in the debate was 2.5 hours long. So I'm definitely not going to play 2.5 hours. If you want to take a look at it, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Let me go to the chat room and drop that in there. Here's John. And by the way, go over to John Felix's channel. He does have a lot of good stuff, and he's got a lot of good things to say. Go over to his channel and get his attention and tell him to send me an email because I want to talk to him. I don't happen to have John Felix's phone number. But in this particular segment right here at the 827 mark, starting with the where was it? The 722 mark, he talks about some Washington Supreme Court case where they determine who is and who is not a journalist. Guys, I am a simple person. I'm not complex. I'm a simple person. I can only digest things when it's broken down to me. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I understand something when it's so complex I can't understand it. But I will try to look at something complex and try to reduce it to its most simple form so that people can understand it. But there's no mystery about what a journalist is. Just like there's no secret about what a mechanic is. Now, you could go to the local Ford Jeep dealer and go to their nice, posh mechanic shop or a Lexus or an Infiniti shop, or you can get your car worked on by a shade tree mechanic, which a lot of those shade tree mechanics are really, really good. Some of them are really, really bad, but that doesn't make him less of a mechanic because he's working on your car under a shade tree in his front yard sipping on lemonade. What's a journalist? What is journaling? Journaling is just writing something down. What is writing something down? It's keeping a record. So if you're a journalist, you're one who keeps a record, whether written, whether oral, whether video. You're creating media and you're becoming a journalist. And another word for that is press. If you're a part of the press, then you're a journalist who's involved in journaling, who's making a record or a document of something that may or may not be a public interest story. It's kind of irrelevant. Maybe it's interesting to you. Well, you've just journaled it. You've just recorded it. You've just become press. And there's no mystery about it. And there are no credentials to be had, which is absolutely laughable. You don't need credentials to exercise an unalienable right, which is articulated in the First Amendment. And you don't have rights because it is articulated in the First Amendment. I don't understand what people don't understand about this. You don't have rights because there's a Constitution. The Constitution is absolutely powerless because if it wasn't powerless, if it was powerful, we wouldn't have tyrants pushing us around while we're recording on public sidewalks, for example, or being in a post office, for goodness sakes. So I've got a lot to say about this, especially about this declaration by the Washington Supreme Court about who a journalist is and who isn't, who's operating under the auspices of press and who isn't, which is completely laughable to me because John Felix brought up a really good point here. He's like, well, I live in Florida. That's a law in Washington. I can be a journalist. But all of a sudden, when you cross, go 3,000 miles across the other side of the country and you enter into Washington state, you automatically, when you're doing the exact same activity you were doing in Florida or Idaho or some state that's close to Washington, you were a journalist there. You were engaged in free press activities there, but not so here because the Washington Supreme Court says you weren't. And there's this idea from the nameless, faceless detractor who's, I'm not even going to mention his name or the name of his channel. I just think it's he let his guard down and he let his cards show, and he said, I'm just an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. Yes, an entertainer with, in my opinion, a dark heart who doesn't give a damn about your freedoms or your family's freedoms because you don't give a damn about these people's freedoms over here. And I get it. There are agitators out there, literal provocateurs walking out in front of businesses using, you can do it. You have the right to do it. You have the freedom to be outside of a coffee shop or whatever. But like, what's your real reason for being there? Yeah, you got a right to do it. More power to you. A lot of people find that distasteful. Now, when you're in a public place, and especially a public building that's funded by the people, those people got no right to tell you not to record. Yeah, and just like the people with the shop owners, if you're on a public sidewalk, they got no right to tell you to record either. But it just seems, a lot of that stuff seems distasteful to me. Not that you don't have a right to do it. I don't particularly like it, but I'm not gonna call out those people because I think that what they're doing is not wrong. It does agitate people. It does provoke people to be agitated. You got the freedom to do it. And I would never suggest that anybody shouldn't, that freedom should be curtailed or minimized or infringed on in any way. I personally wouldn't do it. But I can see how people would, looking at it from a third party perspective that's not vested like we are. We're vested. We've got a lot of hours under our belt watching these videos, going to bat for First Amendment auditors and all that. But looking at it from a third party perspective, I can see how it would be disturbing for a little old lady who's not used to seeing a guy following her on the sidewalk with a camera for her to say, hey, what are you doing? That's my opinions. So if you guys put a 1 in the room, there's 630 people. Thank you for the 739 likes. Put a 1 in the room if you want me to go over this video right here, or at least parts of this video where John Felix is talking about the nameless, faceless, freedom-hating detractor. Put a 1 in the room. If there's I don't know, let's do 100 ones. If there's 100 ones, I'll pick some high points in this 2 hour and 30-minute video and try to put something together for a live stream. But I do have a lot to say about this because this nameless, faceless detractor who's criticizing people for exercising their rights, criticizing them, saying that they're actual frauds, saying you exercising your right makes you a fraud. You pulling out your camera in that post office makes you a fraud. Now, I get that you might find it distasteful and it gets under your skin and you don't like the person or the personality that's doing it and you don't like some of the things that are being said. I get that, okay? But saying that they're a fraud, and I got some things to say about Poster 7 that some people might not like too. All right, let's see how many ones we got. Well, if I find out later that there's about 100 ones, I will definitely have a live stream on this issue. In the meantime, here's John Felix's link. Go over there, tell him here's the deal, sent you, and ask him if he can reach out to me by email, because I would definitely like to give him a call today and talk to him about some specifics of what was said in this live stream. I found it very interesting, though. I watched the whole thing. No, did I watch the whole thing? I watched about 2 hours of it, but that guy on the other end was just getting so redundant. It was ridiculous. Okay, guys, I appreciate you. If you haven't already, hit the like button. This video is sponsored by our new design right here. If a law is unjust, a man is not only right to disobey, he is obligated to do so. Somebody just subscribed. Who just subscribed? 22 SMC Rider. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Only 18% of my subscribers watch my videos according to YouTube analytics, which is, wow, that seems low. That's really low. 18%. So if you want to, grab a shirt, but more importantly, fight for your rights, guys. Yeah, like, subscribe, share this video, but fight for your rights. Understand what your rights are. If you're walking on a public sidewalk and you see somebody getting, accosted by police, pull out your camera. You got the right to record. You have the right, the unalienable right to record. Okay, guys, freedom is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is not having it. I will see you guys in the next live stream. If we do go live, it'll probably be in about 3 or 4 hours. All right.